futagotamagawa, which is a little bit on the outskirts of Tokyo. Now I'm in the shades, trying to protect myself from the blaring sun because over there in the sun it's super hot. As you can hear, there's a lot of children because it's a Sunday and there's a lot of family just playing around in the lakes and the river. I'm just here on a solo picnic date in my knitting projects. Earlier, I went to eat at Adi Curry, which is located in this food court right near the station. Yes, we're close to the station, so you can hear the sound of the train. It was these Nepali curry, and I got myself a bottle of Nepali beer as well. So I had a great time. Now I am by the river, by this little pond, and I was just knitting. And finally, guys, I'm almost finishing the cumulus tee. I have bound off one sleeve and the body. I had to redo the body I-cord because it was just too tight. And I think it's going to sit very nice on the body. However, I think I need to redo the sleeve, the I-cord for the sleeve because it might be too tight. Even though I tried to like consciously do it looser, but I think I got the trick doing the body second time. So I think I will redo the sleeves because I know I will be a lot happier and I have enough yarn to do so. But I think I'll start on the second sleeve first, bind it off, and then redo this sleeve. And then lastly, I will pick up the neck and do the I-cord on the neck edge. Hopefully tomorrow or in the next 2 days, I want to for sure finish this, wash, and already start wearing it because it's September already, and I mean it's still hot, but I want to wear this a lot. I'm very happy. For a moment when I was doing the stockinette for the body, I was going crazy a little bit because it was just like infinite amount of stockinette. I have started the new project, which you guys might have seen, is the olive cardigan by Pernille Larsen. Hold on, I'm gonna show you where I'm at. However, don't be fooled because I need to go back maybe like 5 rows because I forgot to do an increase like 5 rows back, and I don't know, I guess I can do like a lifeline, but I'm just go stitch by stitch back 5 rows. But you know, this is for like fall winter. I'm not in a rush, so I'm not too worried. It's really nice after just working on the cumulus tee with the stockinette stitch for so long. I was having so much fun knitting, like with the following a chart and knitting these patterns. This is 2 strands of knitting for Olive's soft silk mohair with 1 strand of knitting for Olive merino, both in the colorway marzipan. And what that means is because it's held with 2 strands of mohair, it has this super beautiful halo. I don't know if you can see it, but it's so cute. And it's knit with a 6.5 milliliter needles, quite a big gauge. So the fabric itself is thin, but because of the mohair, it's going to be very warm. Honestly, knitting in this heat with mohair might not be the most like comfortable. I also brought, of course, my journal, which I'll be writing a little bit later. And also my book, which I have not made much progress on because I've been focusing on my cumulus tee, because the book can wait, but the weather cannot, and I really need to finish the Cumulus tea before it gets cold. Still like midway through, but no rush. I'm taking it slow. I want to savor it and not feel rushed when I'm reading. Hopefully by the end of September, I definitely will finish reading this. And while I was knitting the Cumulus tea, I was listening to the playlist that I made last summer while I was in France. It's a very short playlist. You know, like those songs where you play on repeat in one or for one period of your life or in one location, and whenever you hear that song like afterwards, it really reminds you of that time and place. I think that happens with songs, with scent, you know, but I was listening to the playlist and it really brought me back to me in Lyon last year, which I have very fond memories of. So it was nice and made me reminisce and, how do you call it? Nostalgic? Yeah, nostalgic. But this specific song I think we all listened to last summer was Girl, It's So Confusing, yeah, by Charlie XCX. But I was listening to that like on repeat on the way to like my babysitting job. It was like a 20-minute walk and I would listen to that on repeat for like a couple of weeks, right? On that specific commute. So yeah, the memories were brought back. I really miss that period of my life, and I think that is something that I do quite often since little, like reminiscing. Since I was in like elementary school, I would like look back on like very fond memories and then just like bathe in that feeling, that, and it's like super cozy and everything. So yeah, that's great about songs. But at the same time, I also want to like listen to new music as well, and not just being hung up on like the past like group memories, but also like making and cultivating new ones. Maybe one day I'll look back on this specific video or listen to the music that I curate the playlist for like today and be like, oh, that day I was knitting and filming in Futagotamagawa in the shades with all these like journals. I don't know. Maybe one day, you know, when I'm like in 10 years, when I'm 35, I'll be like, oh, what was I doing when I was 24, 25? I don't have like any projects knitting wise in mind after my Cumulus tea, but I think I do want to cast something else on. But I don't have the yarn, the pattern, so I will have to like do some research.
Next to me, I just wanna see the same things you can see. Go out on a walk with you. Could be 20 minutes or an hour or two. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. you. I just wanna go out on a walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk.
In terms of the Korean surgery industry, I became much more informed about.
See on there, it's like a marled yarn where Jill is one color and Vincent is another, and then they like combined the two together for this really nice marled yarn that I just absolutely fell in love with. I thought especially that it was really fun that it does read very neutral, but just that little bit of like kind of pinkish yarn was really cute, and yeah, I'm very excited to see how this works out, but I've not swatched.
Oh, I didn't see you in this commercial though. I didn't see you in.
I finished the cumulus tea. Yay! Yesterday I mentioned how I wanted to redo the I-cord for the first sleeve that I finished because I thought it was going to be too tight. But after finishing the second sleeve with knitting loosely in mind, it kind of ended up the same. It's slightly less tight than the first. I don't think I can really notice a difference like wearing it. So for now, I just left it as is, and I finished the I-cord for the neck edge, and it's still rolled a little bit inside, so hopefully by blocking it's going to lay a little bit more flat. And with blocking, hopefully the t-shirt is going to overall like stretch a little. I feel like it's a little bit like too fitting on my body, so either by blocking or with wear, I hope it's going to be a little bit more slouchy. But overall, I'm very satisfied with this knit. I had a lot of fun knitting this, even though it's just like a all over like stockinette. I brought it with me to my trip in Ito. Yesterday I went on my solo trip and also solo picnic date and also like just in general cafes and knitting in Tokyo. So a lot of good memory. I'm going to remember this as summer 2025. One thing that is completely my own fault is an underarm pickup. I always mess it up. Like it always doesn't look that clean. So, but it's not that big of a deal. If you want to see it blocked, I'm gonna go block it right now, and I think I will post on my Instagram, so you can go check out my Instagram at Ito Like Ito. It will be linked to see what it actually looks like after blocking. It's my first time again knitting with a plant fiber, you know, summer yarn, and I don't know how they block. There's a part of me where I'm like, oh, it's gonna be the same, but the other hand, I feel like it's mainly going to like stretch with wear more than with blocking. That's my cumulus tea. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.